I'm Art Taylor, the President and CEO of the BBB Wise Giving Alliance, also known as Give.org. Over the years, we've created a suite of information that focuses on how charities collaborate. We call it Advancing Collaboration, and we've built 9 considerations that organizations seriously thinking about collaboration should engage in and consider when doing work together. Well, we want to begin telling some stories through a new series that we call Inspiring Collaboration. We want to tell stories of organizations that are working together using these 9 considerations. Today, in our interview, we have Jeff Burkhart, who is the Executive Director of Literacy Network. It is an organization in Dane County, Wisconsin, that works to educate young people and adults to help them improve their literacy skills. And through 30 organizations in that region, they are able to help more than 1,000 people every year. We thought we'd bring Jeff on to talk about how his organization is able to expand its services through collaboration. Jeff, thanks for joining us on Inspiring Collaboration.
So our approach to collaboration is really mostly to bring value. So we bring something that we think is unique and offers a service that is supportive of an existing program when we think about collaboration. So I'll give you an example of one collaboration that's really successful with our public libraries. We obviously work on literacy skills for adults, and when we have worked with the public libraries, they recognize that there's a real need in the communities that they serve to have adults who are able to understand the written word and the spoken word. And so we've been able to build a really strong collaboration with them at multiple different locations of the library. We're also very flexible. We're happy to make adjustments to support the work that's going on at our partner agencies. We ask good questions about when things are going to be available, what the expectations are, and we're trustworthy. We have a really good track record of ensuring that when we say we're going to do something, we follow through on it and make sure that it happens, and hopefully exceeding expectations, and we often do in most of these collaborations. And so our supporters are very trusting. Our collaborators trust that what we're doing is building trust, and so we really appreciate that opportunity with all these various partners that we work with. So the first thing I think that's really important to building trust is to do what you say you're going to do, as I said before, but also to be really transparent about what you hope to gain out of the collaboration. Be transparent in the financial stats, how much it's going to cost to do a program. Don't be afraid to include what often is considered as an overhead expense or operational expense, to make sure that you can continue to build that partnership. And then most importantly, I think, do what you say you're going to do, share the results, engage with people in the feedback. So for us, with our tutors, we want to make sure that our tutors, who I consider our primary collaborators in a lot of work, know what we're doing and what the goals are for each of our students, and know that we're working on things very diligently, and that we report out regularly, so that they better understand the impact that we're having. It's a really good point. When we talk about vision, I think there's some natural partnerships for us. We've laid out the vision for the work that we do, which is to ensure that all adults have the literacy skills they need to succeed in their lives. We have natural partners. Libraries and schools make a lot of sense for that partnership. And so we know what the game is for us in terms of supporting those students and the process to ensure that we are ensuring access to better jobs, to new opportunities, and then having those really clear um, statements for where we're going and what we're going to be doing. So with those outcomes, when we're thinking about collaboration, the first thing I think that's really important is to be realistic about what your goals are. And so if it's a new partnership, the initial goals, I would say, should be more modest. And then as you get more experience in the collaboration, you can increase the goals beyond that. Because that helps you to be very deliberate about the way you're supporting that partnership. And then to also check in regularly. So identifying any challenges, roadblocks, pitfalls, etc., that are happening in the collaboration, and then evaluate what you can do better. I think one of the key things to remember about collaboration is to always assume that everybody has positive intent. We may not all have the same experience or skill level in doing these collaborations, but when we come at it from the point of view that everybody has a positive intent and wants to do a good job, then we can really make the changes that are necessary to make that strengthened collaboration more successful. And then when we take a look at what we need to change, we just kind of wrap that into kind of a spiral method of evaluating, doing, proceeding on with the next steps to help the partnership grow. We do take a look at strengths and weaknesses on a regular basis. So all staff review their goals on a regular basis. So we do annual goal setting, and then every time we meet with supervisees and supervisors, they're reviewing how things are going towards their specific goals. So we do quarterly reviews, yearly reviews at check-in time. We do personal plans. We always match things up to the strategic plan to make sure that we're moving the larger goals as well. And then the board has a lot of involvement in that as well. So they can see that we said we're going to do this in this 3-year period. Here's how we're doing towards that goal. And that happens on a 6-month basis, and sometimes even more frequently, sometimes on a quarterly basis with the board. Talk about starting small. I think it's a good idea to have a realistic set of goals initially in your project. But I really do think that it's important to think long term when you're starting something. So what are the long-term outcomes that we want to see in this partnership? So thinking big, and for us with adult literacy, we often find ourselves needing to explain why it takes more than a year for a lot of our students to successfully achieve a goal. We don't do short-term job training. We are investing in the long haul for our students to make sure that they have the skills necessary to achieve their dreams long term. So for some students that takes 4 or 5 years, and we're very realistic about that, and we're in it for the long haul with them. So I do think, yes, having short-term goals is great, but also having that long-term vision and being able to stick with it is vital for our students. And I think that we do them a great service by thinking about those things on a long-term 3-4 year plan to help them get where they need to go. When we talk about feedback loops with partners, we need to know who the right person is who's going to follow up. So making sure that we have good accountability, we know what the roles are for each of the partners, that they are able to give you the information that you need to inform your partnerships. Are they the people who are passionate and engaged in the work? That's really important too. And fortunately, with all of the partnerships that we have going right now, that is absolutely true. And ensuring that the priorities are aligned with each of those partners, and are they committed to the overall success of the project. And so we've done a lot of evaluation of the various partnerships that we've had over the years, and we've decided that we're sticking with the partners who have demonstrated those kinds of attributes. The really committed, passionate people that we work with. And we're really proud to see those numbers are increasing now, as we're kind of trying to emerge from the pandemic and get back to some in-person programming. We're seeing those types of partnerships growing again, and we're really excited to see that. We look at many different types of partnerships. Those include workplace partnerships where we come in and identify specific skills that workforce needs, and then we build curricula around those skills. We have long-term community English partnerships. A lot of times those are the ones that are with schools and libraries. And so those are really community outreach programs that we offer. So that's sort of a different model. Our tutoring model is also another kind of collaboration that we have both in our facility here and in other locations around Madison and Dane County. And then our citizenship class is another type of partnership that we offer with the League of Women Voters, also a collaboration with many of our tutors, and several other nonprofit partners. And we also offer tutoring support for students at our local technical college. Each of those has their own needs, and so we design our collaboration depending on the needs of each of those types of partners. There's some general information that we use that helps to inform each one of those partnerships, but each one of them is also very unique. And so having the skills and expertise among our program managers is really vital. And that's why, I'm really proud to see that we have good longevity of staff here, and they're very committed to the work. We do collaborate with a lot of different types of partners. One that you may not think about when you think about a literacy organization is healthcare organizations. We've been partnering with healthcare organizations for more than 10 years in a variety of ways. We've had classes in hospitals and clinics. We still work with them on our health English for Health program, where we are integrating lessons about how to stay healthy throughout a lot of our programming. I mentioned we also partner with workplaces. We have also had book sales where we collaborated with a lot of different folks in the community, and we've gotten materials from various law firms and local businesses where we get notebooks and other materials that our students need. So there's a lot of different types of collaboration to serve the needs of our students. The most effective and enduring ones are those that are closely aligned to our values and our goals. So I come back to schools and libraries. So they're the ones that are the long-term partners for us. Literally just had a meeting about marketing and the ways that we keep people informed about what we're doing. And I think we do a pretty good job of integrating the newsletter that we offer. So it has a similar look to our website. It has a similar look to our social media feed. We use the same kinds of branding techniques for all of those. So we have a voice that is recognizable. And the voice is really, in many cases, the voice of our students. So we really try and amplify the goals and the dreams of students at Literacy Network. And that's really the basis of everything we do. So when we think about what our marketing strategy is going to be, we always think about what the benefit is to students and how we can use the student's voice as the thing that's out front in a very authentic way. Always, talking to students about where we're going to use it, how we're going to use their messaging. But you can see in our publications that the student is always up front. Yeah, so the ideal collaboration really is one in which all parties have something that they bring to the table, and then there's a reciprocal relationship. So we're each gaining something from that partnership. and that there's really good, clear communication. We think about that a lot, and we actually have guidelines for what partnerships look like for us when we are out going out there and looking for a new partner. And as far as advice I would give for nonprofit leaders based on our experience with collaboration, just really look for strong alignment and values, and if you know that your mission is solid and you want to continue to do this kind of work in the way that you're doing, invest in those relationships that yield the greatest results, and just really look for the values alignment, look for opportunities to expand on what you're doing, and just look for the wins that each partner can have in the collaboration.
Jeff, I want to thank you for joining us on Inspiring Collaboration.